We went to Holland once, me and Erin and Rob Schraub and his wife, and we somehow we had asked the travel agent, she was like, "You want me to help you have a good time?" Not like that. That sounds weird. And we're like, yeah, I guess. And she's like, you should take a tour of the windmills and where they make the cheese and stuff. And we were like, okay. At some point, someone agreed to this. So I think someone just asked the hotel owner, is there someone that would want to take them out and look at the windmills and the cheese? And then that guy must have been like, okay, sure. And then got off the phone and was like, what the fuck are they talking about? And called another guy. So long story short, one morning we all have to get on our winter clothes and go out in the front of the hotel where this guy he's a cab driver. And he's just the guy that the hotel owner knows. Can you drive them to the windmills?
He's a fixer.
And then also, yeah, here's some extra money. Tell them about the windmills and the cheese. And so this guy was just walking around chain smoking, talking about the windmills, but he was just a guy. And we went into this cheese factory, and that's when it got really weird because he walked in and he was trying to earn this money he made, but he was just a cab driver, but he was in this cheese museum and factory, so he was walking up onto the exhibits and fucking with cheese, touching the exhibit cheese, and then people would come over and yell at him in Dutch, and then he'd say something in Dutch back and be pointing at us, and I was clearly saying look, I have these 4 American people, I'm being paid a lot of money, I mean, I'll give you 20% if you let me keep rolling with this, and they would kind of walk away confused, go back behind the gift counter, and he's churning shit with the fucking don't touch this. He's behind the velvet rope going, and then there's other tourists gathering and going oh, this guy's talking about how to make cheese. He doesn't work there. He had lost his mind. He was a rogue cheese exhibitor, and it was and then he's and then we do this and then we do that, and he's you kept using the word we, and I'm looking around at everyone in their dirndls and their wood shoes and their napkin hats or whatever, and they're rolling their eyes and the cab driver has taken over the museum. He's lost his mind. We don't have police here. We just have a bunch of cameras. Weed is legal. So what is this? And the guy is just showing us how they make cheese. He grates some. He peels off a slice, and then he goes, and we do this and we do this and we do this, and then we eat it, and it's good. And he just eats it. He eats the museum cheese. He ate it, and he was talking with his mouth full. He's eating cheese from it was museum cheese.
Well, that's
ate
gross.
It. It could have been the cheese that George Washington brought to Holland. He didn't know anyone there or what was going on. He just kept...
He's not handling it with... He doesn't have... This is a dumb question. No gloves, right?
No! Cigarette, nicotine, fingers, just
Gross.
Cheese. He's in the fucking... There's mannequins next to him. That's the environment he's in. He's on a stage behind a rope designed to keep normal people like cab drivers from going up and using what is essentially a fake kitchen to go, oh, let's make some cheese. No, we put a rope so you don't. There's a mannequin pretending to make cheese in 1820. That's what this is for. Is for looking. He's bumping into shit, and he's got one of those caps on. He looks like Benny Hill.
Did he seem like he knew what he was talking about? Okay.
No.
I should have known.
He knows that cheese is old milk.
That's it.
He knew everything I know about cheese, and he had an accent. And then he was just eating shit. And then we were walking around. We just felt like the worst, American shitty third act of fucking Wall-E people, you know? We just felt like we were these big, fat, boneless Americans that had co-opted some guy, and he was explaining to them, money, 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 money. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Now my son get his teeth fixed. Yes, yes. Oh, hegemony.
I mean, that sounds like a better tour than you'd ever get from an official cheese museum tour.
Well,
I feel like you lucked out.
I wouldn't have gone to a cheese museum, but I often, every once in a while, can look over at my fiance and go, "Do you remember when the cheese museum?" Yes, I do, and that's kind of fun. That's good. Yeah. That's what traveling's really about. In the moment, it felt very awkward.
Did he offer you any of the cheese?
No. No.
That's the weirdest part.
That is the weirdest part. He ate it in front of everyone. People were taking pictures of him. They thought he was like some kind of performer, like an improviser.
Like a cheese mascot. Like, I'm a representative. I don't know anything, but I'm enthusiastic, and that's enough.
Or that he was that he worked there. They thought what they should have thought. Like because I don't know how long you could do that before someone tases you.
But museum staff just gave up. They were like, we don't want to touch this.
They did, because he was just insistent. They said they did all a human should have to do, which is clearly, I don't speak their language, but they were clearly saying, please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop running around our private property, like banging into things, knocking over mannequins, and stealing cheese. Please stop doing that.
They don't give up that easily at the Louvre. I know that much. Yeah. I go, all right, he's fucking with the Mona Lisa. I guess.
Yeah. So you should go there. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.